My initial aim when starting the project was to find a way to create a pause in someone's day and inspire them. I started thinking about the saying, kindness can inspire the world, or kindness can change the world. And but I questioned whether people actually believed it. Because in the world we live in, sometimes change for the better isn't not immediately obvious. And sometimes you can feel helpless to do anything to make things better. I undertook a lot of research into kindness and its effects. And it became obvious that kindness is something that kindness is something insignificant that can have a very powerful effect on the world. And that's when my concept began to evolve, as it reminded me of the butterfly effect, which states something along the lines of a butterfly flapping its wings on one side of the world can create a hurricane on the other side of the world. Gradually, that evolved into the kindness effect, a concept that communicated the fact that an act of kindness, big or small, can have a far bigger effect on the world than you might think. But it wasn't enough just to say it, though, because if I were saying it, then we would have no brief there. It wasn't enough, you had to prove it. And so that's where I began researching my narrative to try and find a way to communicate and to prove it. I came across the study of the anonymous man that donated his kidney, and that inspired 10 other people, and they received organs. It was a narrative that people could connect with and highlighted the fact that an act of kindness isn't just the initial act, it's the effects that we can't see and the effect that spreads outwards of that initial act. I think knowing that you can have a much bigger effect on the world through one small act of kindness is inspiration to act more kindly more frequently, and more people that do it, the more kindness can change the world. So far, the project in the real world is having quite good effect. I myself have been attempting to act more kindly and do kinder deeds, especially around the time of Christmas at the moment. I've donated my time to help feed the homeless. I've donated money to Crisis, which is a homeless charity. And just everyday things like being more courteous to people around me, giving up my seat on the train, different things like that. Sometimes even just a smile can, it might change someone's day. With regards to colour and typography, I didn't want to go down the obvious route. I want to stay away from the quite cliché, kind colours that one might immediately go to, such as baby blues and baby pinks. Instead, and it may sound quite strange, I actually used the narrative as inspiration for the colouring type. The rhythm of the narrative and the way that you read it, it lent itself to quite fun, I guess, and quite creative and easy, but distinctive. And so that's the path that I took. I looked at 1950s imagery and the classic typefaces, and I went to keep the whole thing quite simple, but I also added the typographic embellishments and small visual hints which echoed the narrative as well. So it created a sense of play and ease and the greens and blues all into. I think it's amazing to have been chosen for the first Gentletude Award. All the other projects with other finalists were really, really amazing. There was such a high quality, such a high standard there. I particularly liked Will and Ben's projects. They was really good, really concise, really refined, and they just worked. They just worked, and I think that's why they were obviously chosen as runners-up as well. With regards to the money and the cash prize, some of it will be going towards my degree final show. I'll be donated some of that as an act of kindness. And I'll also be taking my class and the people that helped me for a drink. And then I guess I will save the rest.